Hello friends! Welcome and thank you for joining me on this premiere for my new series, Straight Out of the Box. In this new series, you get to hear my thoughts and experiences when I play with a Magic the Gathering product straight out of the box. For this very special first episode, I am going to look at none other than the Commander 2015 deck, Call the Spirits, led by everyone's favorite Therosian, Daxos. So me and a few buddies have been getting together for most set releases to do sealeds, and since the release of Commander 2014 products, we began to do tournaments with these sets as well. We randomly get assigned one of the decks, and then we play the matches out. Over the course of a Sunday afternoon, I played 8 games of EDH with Daxos at the helm. I only won once. These games were awful. Besides the one game I won, which I'm not ruling out as a fluke since we'd all been drinking, at no point did I come close to having a game-winning board. I found myself often debating whether or not I should play a good enchantment and try and give myself a bit more of a presence, or use that same mana to make the creatures that Daxos produces and not get plowed in the face. Overall, I like Daxos as a commander. He's interesting and has a really cool design. I enjoy his experience counter mechanic, and his ability feels pretty well costed. For 3 mana, his power and toughness are pretty much in line with what I'd expect, and you can't really ask for much more. Besides, you're never going to want to attack with him anyway, which is a bit disappointing considering his previous incarnation. In terms of the deck, 39 lands is way too many, especially considering 8 of them are coming to the battlefield tapped. I understand that the designers are working within a budget, but sticking in the Vivid Cycle, the Guildgate, the Life Gain land, and the Cycle lands together seemed like a bit too much. Any turn past 2 where I drew one of these, I would have rathered it just be a basic. For a thematically enchantment-based deck, the deck only has a decent amount in them. By my count, there were only 21 enchantments and 7 enchantment creatures. This is a decent amount, but the problem was they weren't very good. Doom-like Giant is probably the exception to this rule, since he's very good and actually interacts really well with the creatures that you have from Daxos. Night Howler, on the other hand, seemed like an afterthought where the designers realized that they were 1 card short and threw it in. It's even worse when you think they could have easily put in Eidolon of the Countless Battles to the same effect. The deck had 0 instants. 0. I had no way to respond to attacks or spells beyond a few minor abilities and Daxos. Before you say anything, Grave Peril is not removal if it can hit our guys as easily as it hits theirs. This aspect of the deck was particularly brutal to play. Just 1 or 2 removal spells could have put us on par or even equal footing with other decks. Continuing on the train of removal, board wipes. We're playing the 2 colors that have traditionally had the most board wipes. Why is there not one in here? They could have easily put in Day of Judgment or Wrath of God, or I don't know, Damn Flipping Nation, and then made everyone happy. A well-timed board wipe would be great for our deck, since Daxos is able to build up an army by himself. Keeping on theme, they could have even put in Extinguish All Hopes because it doesn't destroy enchantment creatures. Anyway, that's what I feel like the deck has failed or lacked in, and rather than go over a list of cards I think you could use to improve it, I'm going to include a link in the description to a Reddit thread where you can find most of the ideas and suggestions I would have had have already been covered. I liked Daxos, but I didn't like the deck. It had the most exciting reprints, and it seemed like it'd be a really fun color pairing, but when I played it, it was probably the weakest of the 5. I found this very disappointing since one of my favorite EDH decks is a Zedru Enchantress control deck, which I would have thought would be similar to this kind of deck. Thematically, the deck seemed super flavorful, but realistically, it played like, well, one of the first commander decks. You know, the ones where they just kind of jammed in cards to make sure all the 3 commanders would work? Yeah, that badly. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd have to give this deck a 4 on playability, but probably a 7 or an 8 on theme. I like the enchantments, I like Daxos, but it doesn't play well. You need to do a lot of work to get this there. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this first installment. I plan to do more, and as always, thank you for watching, and be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you later.